Rahim, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Ismail Wali from Rehan AI Teachers Institute and student at Rehan School, Khanewal campus. So today we discuss a very important topic: how to think creatively and solve problems effectively with ChatGPT. So let's get started our topic. Hey ChatGPT, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. I hope you're doing well too. How's your day going so far?
Um, I'm also good. Today I discuss a very important and interesting topic with you: how to think creatively and solve problems effectively. So are you ready?
Absolutely. I'm ready and excited. That sounds like a really engaging topic. Let's dive into it and explore some creative strategies and problem solving techniques together.
Okay. So my first question is, what does creative thinking truly mean in your opinion?
That's a great starting point. In my view, creative thinking is all about approaching problems or situations in novel and unconventional ways. It involves breaking away from traditional thought patterns, embracing curiosity, making unique connections, and being open to experimentation. It's also about looking at things from different perspectives and being willing to take risks and embrace failure as part of the process.
Okay, great. Why do you think creativity is important for solving everyday problems?
I think creativity is crucial because it allows us to move beyond the obvious solutions and find more effective or efficient answers. It helps us adapt to changing circumstances, overcome challenges more easily, and even discover opportunities that we might have missed otherwise. Plus, it keeps things interesting and can lead to innovation, which is always a plus in both personal and professional life.
Okay. How can someone develop a creative mindset if they believe they are not creative?
That's a really common concern, and the good news is that creativity is definitely a skill that can be nurtured. One way is to practice curiosity, ask questions, explore new experiences, and expose yourself to different perspectives. Another approach is to embrace experimentation and accept that mistakes are part of the learning process. So, setting aside dedicated time for creative activities like journaling or brainstorming can help. Over time, these habits really build up that creative mindset.
Great. What are some common barriers that stop people from thinking creatively?
There are definitely a few common barriers. One big one is fear of failure, or fear of judgment, which can hold people back from taking risks. Another barrier is a rigid mindset or the habit of thinking in fixed patterns, which makes it hard to see alternatives. Lack of time and resources can also be a barrier, as people might feel too busy or too constrained to think creatively, and sometimes even just a lack of inspiration or the exposure to diverse experiences can limit creativity.
Okay. How does fear of failure affect our ability to be creative?
Fear of failure can really paralyze creativity because it makes us hesitant to try new ideas or take risks. When we're worried about making mistakes or being judged, we often stick to what we know and avoid exploring uncharted territory. This can limit innovation and prevent us from coming up with unique solutions. Over time, that fear can become a habit, making it even harder to break out and think creatively.
Okay. What's the role of curiosity in problem solving?
Curiosity plays a huge role in problem solving because it drives us to dig deeper, ask questions, and explore different angles. When we're curious, we're more likely to look beyond the obvious answers and consider alternative solutions. It also keeps our minds open to learning and adapting, which is essential for innovative thinking. Plus, curiosity encourages us to experiment and learn from each step of the process, making problem solving more dynamic and effective.
Great. Mm, how can someone balance creative ideas with practical solutions?
Balancing creativity with practicality often comes down to blending innovative thinking with realistic constraints. One approach is to encourage brainstorming without judgment first, and then evaluate those ideas through a practical lens. It's also helpful to prototype or test ideas on a small scale to see how they work in real life. Another key is to stay flexible and open to adjusting creative ideas as you get feedback and learn more. In essence, it's about maintaining that creative spirit while staying grounded in feasibility.
Okay, great. Um, what techniques do you recommend for overcoming mental blocks or creative burnout?
There are definitely a few effective techniques. One is taking regular breaks and giving yourself time to recharge, like stepping away from the problem and doing something completely different. Another technique is practicing mindfulness or meditation to reduce stress and clear mental clutter. You can also try changing your environment, like going for a walk or working in a new space to spark fresh ideas. Another helpful approach is engaging in creative exercises that are fun and low pressure, like doodling or free writing. And finally, connecting with other creative people can really help, as collaboration and feedback can reignite inspiration and motivation.
Okay, great. How does collaboration help in finding more innovative solutions?
Collaboration really amplifies creativity because it brings together diverse perspectives, skills, and experiences. When people with different backgrounds and viewpoints come together, they can challenge each other's assumptions and spark new ideas that might not have emerged individually. It also encourages experimentation and provides a support system, so it's easier to take risks. Plus, collaboration often leads to more refined and well-rounded solutions because of the collective input and feedback.
Okay, great. Uh, can technology enhance creativity or does it limit our imagination?
I think technology can definitely enhance creativity when used thoughtfully. It provides powerful tools for brainstorming, prototyping, and collaborating. And it opens up new avenues for creative expression like digital art, music production, and virtual reality. On the flip side, if we rely too heavily on technology without critical thinking, it can potentially limit our imagination by making things too formulaic or by creating a dependence on certain tools. So it's all about balance and using technology as a support rather than a crutch.
Okay, nice. What are some real life examples of creative problem solving that inspire you?
Oh, there are so many inspiring examples. For instance, the development of the first iPhone was a huge creative leap, combining multiple technologies in a way that transformed the smartphone industry. Another example is how architects and engineers have used sustainable design to tackle environmental challenges like the Bosque Verticale in Milan, which integrates trees into skyscrapers. In the tech world, companies like SpaceX have shown creative problem solving by rethinking rocket reusability. And even in everyday life, things like the creation of community based maker spaces really highlight how collaboration and creativity can lead to innovative solutions. All of these examples really inspire me.
Okay, nice. How can failure or mistakes be used as a tool for innovation?
Failure and mistakes are actually fantastic learning opportunities. They help us uncover what doesn't work, which can guide us toward better solutions. When we embrace failure as part of the creative process, we become more resilient and open to experimentation. Each mistake provides valuable feedback, helping us refine our ideas and ultimately leading to more innovative outcomes. Plus, seeing failure as a stepping stone rather than a setback encourages a growth mindset, which is essential for continuous innovation.
Okay, nice. Finally, what advice would you give to someone who wants to become a better creative thinker and problem solver?
I say the key is to stay curious and open minded, make it a habit to explore new ideas, ask lots of questions, and embrace diverse perspectives. Also, practice being comfortable with uncertainty and view challenges as opportunities to learn. It helps to set aside dedicated time for creative activities and not be afraid to experiment and iterate. And of course, surround yourself with supportive, creative people who inspire you and offer constructive feedback. Just keep nurturing that growth mindset, and you'll definitely see progress over time.
Okay, thank you, ChatGPT, for sharing such valuable insights. Today's conversation reminds us that creativity isn't just about imagination. I hope our viewers also like our discussion. See you in the next episode. Allah Hafiz.
Absolutely. It was such a pleasure chatting with you. I'm glad you found it helpful, and I'm sure everyone will enjoy it as well. Looking forward to our next conversation.